Help us to honor Samantha by living with purpose and hope. Inspire us through the legacy she left.
You were the one who let my mother die.
So, let me get this straight. LuLu was in a coma because of a brain injury. Fine, tragic, we've been there. But then she miraculously ends up needing a liver transplant. And to make matters worse, Sam, dear, sweet Sam, had to die for it to happen. Senseless. Completely senseless. I'm still not over it. Now we're supposed to just roll with the idea that LuLu will be back in action, cooking Thanksgiving dinner next week. Like she didn't just wake up from years of being a human vegetable? Sure, why not? Meanwhile, Brad is still creepy as ever. Lucky can take a one-way ticket out of town and bring Trina along, for all I care. And everyone's still pretending that Willow isn't a carbon copy of her manipulative mother. How long is it going to take before they figure that one out? And don't even get me started on the real insult here. Emmy Reeland reportedly wanted to come back and reprise her role as LuLu, but what did the writers do? Recast her, because of course they did. At this point, I don't even care if LuLu wakes up. What I do care about is Sam's death, which is getting the most lackluster funeral imaginable while LuLu gets to conveniently wake up and move on with her life. Meanwhile, Danny's inevitably going to break down over losing his mother, and somehow Lucas, poor Lucas, will shoulder the blame as if he didn't do everything he could. And ABC, oh, they should be ashamed of themselves. Letting Kelly Monaco go after 21 years is peak corporate nonsense. They didn't need to kill Sam off. They could have written her a better story arc, maybe sent her off to a specialized hospital, or even recast her if needed. But no, killing her off was apparently the only option. What's worse is this show's descent into Jerry Springer territory with these ludicrous storylines. A mother-daughter tag team over the same cousin/husband? Sisters battling over babies? Are these writers okay? Because this is the kind of chaos that makes viewers want to scream into a pillow. Oh, and Jason and Anna, cringe. Pure cringe. So now we're here. GH kills Sam off to bring LuLu back. Bravo, writers, just bravo. Was Sam's storyline getting stale? Sure, but that's on you, writers. You had plenty of options to revamp her character. Spinelli and Sam were fantastic together, by the way, but you went with the nuclear option. Meanwhile, Portia's running around tampering with blood tests like it's just another Tuesday, and nobody bats an eye. Shouldn't someone be investigating why Heather's results were different in the first place? Or does logic no longer exist in this universe? This whole thing is exhausting. Truly, do better, GH. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. It's really sad when you think about it. Kelly Monaco gave some of her best work to the role of Sam over the years, but the writers just didn't give her much to work with in recent storylines. Take her dynamic with Jason, for example. Back in 2017, when Jason returned to Port Charles, Sam knew deep down it was him, but instead of following her instincts, she stuck with Drew and dragged out that whole unnecessary mess. And then, when Jason came back after being held hostage by the FBI, she practically threw him under the bus and gave him grief for everything, including helping Lucky. Since 2016, they really made Sam's character increasingly frustrating, and it's unfortunate because Kelly still delivered excellent performances, especially in scenes with Steve Burton, Michael Easton, Laura Wright, Rebecca Herbst, and Nancy Lee Grahn. Hats off to her for all those years of dedication. Maxie did her best to keep things together, but honestly, Steve Burton Jason could have done more to emphasize how important Sam, and by extension, Kelly, was to him and the show. When Steve first returned, there was so much potential in reuniting Jason, Sam, and Laura in meaningful ways. Remember that scene where all three of them were behind that closed door before the big reveal? That moment could have symbolized something greater. Instead, it feels like there was no real effort to make sure Kelly stayed. What's done is done, but it still stings. And as for LuLu, I know this might sound heartless, but she should have stayed in a coma. Fans had already accepted that she was gone. If it were up to me, we'd keep Sam and give her a fresh storyline instead of rehashing old ones with characters like LuLu. Let's move forward, not backward. General Hospital used to be one, and it could be again, but not if we're recycling characters and plots that ran their course years ago. Drew, Nana, Willow, Holly, LuLu, Portia, Heather, they've all had their time. Let's focus on new, exciting storylines instead. That said, I don't fully buy that Sam is gone for good. This is General Hospital after all. They've brought back Drew, Jason, Sunny, and countless others from the dead. It's only a matter of time before they do the same with Sam. Until I see a body, I'm calling it. Closed casket, no body, no proof. Sam will be back. It just might take a while. Rick is just the worst. Honestly, shame on him for everything. How about we pack his bags and send him out of Port Charles for good? Speaking of things that need fixing, can GH please let the fans take over Thanksgiving dinner for the Quartermains? It's been decades since they've actually had a proper Thanksgiving at the mansion. Every year it's chaos, pizza, or some ridiculous disaster. Let us handle it. We'd have that table looking fabulous in no time. The writers really need to brush up on their own storyline history. Some of these pairings make no sense. Drew and Willow, he's Jason's twin, which means he's old enough to have raised Michael as his son. Basically, Drew is old enough to be Willow's dad. And Anna with Jason? Come on, she's Robin's mom, which also makes her old enough to be Jason's mom. And don't even get me started on Nina and Drew. These age gaps are glaring. Writers, please get it together. As for Willow, I can't muster an ounce of sympathy for her. She deserves everything she's getting. Michael was completely devoted to her, and she still managed to hurt him. Why Willow? He didn't deserve that. On the brighter side, the moment between Rocco and Danny was sweet. No matter what happens or what anybody says, we're brothers. That line was pure gold. Finally, a heartfelt moment amidst all the drama. Now, Drew really needs to move past his jealousy of Jason. Yes, Monica loves Jason more than she ever loved AJ or Drew. Everyone knows it. And yes, Carly will always choose Jason over him. But Drew's insecurity is exhausting. When the blood test proved he wasn't Jason, he still clung to the idea of being him. Why? Move on, Drew. And now he's gotten himself beat up twice, once by the horsemith and once by the mobster. Honestly, it's what he deserves. That Navy SEAL title doesn't seem to be helping much against Port Charles' finest brawlers. Fingers crossed for a third beatdown, and I hope this one makes the headlines. Drew, it's time to skedaddle. You bring nothing to the table. Jason should have stepped in to check Drew. He's his brother after all, and he knows Drew was completely out of line regarding the Willow situation. Michael, bless his heart, but he's no match for Drew. Sure, it's his marriage, but Michael has 0 wins when it comes to taking on Drew. That said, beating him up in the house with kids around? Major mistake. But hey, when you're angry, mistakes happen. Not excusing it, just stating the obvious. Now, let's talk about this whole Trina or TJ debate. People need to chill. It was a minor slip on my part to forget they were related, but folks are acting like I've committed some heinous crime. Seriously, stop it. A mistake is just that, a mistake. Time to move on already. And oh, the look on Nina's face when Jason figured out about his brother's affair with his niece. Priceless. Pure shock, pure panic. It was the kind of moment we live for in soap operas. At this point, it's time to call it. TJ and Molly, Tolly, need to end, and the sooner, the better. Their relationship feels completely fractured, and while losing their daughter after Christina's accident with Eva was devastating, it's clear their problems go much deeper. Avoiding each other, the distance between them, it's all adding up to the inevitable. And now, with Molly's sister's death, it's like every unresolved issue is magnified tenfold. Honestly, I think their troubles started long before any of this. The moment they decided to have children, it seemed like cracks in their relationship began to show. That decision put a strain on their bond, and they've been drifting apart ever since. First loves are special, yes, but when you've been together for so many years, it's natural to grow in different directions. Maybe it's time to let them go their separate ways and explore new relationships. Who knows? We might even see them happier, more energized, or just different if they're paired with other people. That said, I can see what the writers might be trying to do. Maybe they're aiming for a dose of realism, showing how difficult and emotionally draining it is to navigate situations like this in real life. Let's face it, few relationships could survive the kind of heartbreak TJ and Molly have endured. Sometimes pulling apart before reconnecting is the only way people can cope when it hurts too much to stay close. We'll see what happens, but for now, Tolly feels like it's run its course. How could TJ forget Molly's birthday? Seriously, it's not like his sister just died. And yet, when confronted, he claims he didn't forget that the gift is at home. Oh really? They live in the same cramped 4x4 apartment, sleep in the same bed, and he somehow couldn't manage to give it to her? What's his excuse? The truth is, TJ seems way too busy whining to everyone about their relationship instead of actually trying to fix it. If he spent half as much energy communicating with Molly as he does complaining about her, maybe they wouldn't be in this mess. Unfortunately, this feels like yet another sign that TJ and Molly are headed for a breakup. It's sad to see, but at this rate, their downfall seems inevitable. Is Sasha even aware that she has a brother? Unless I missed something, it doesn't seem like Sasha or Holly have mentioned Ethan much, if at all. Regardless of the tangled paternity drama, Holly is still the mother of both Ethan and Sasha. So are they aware of each other? Actually, it seems Sasha does know about Ethan. In one of her early interactions with Holly, after the truth came out, Sasha asks something along the lines of, "Where were you when happened?" Holly's response, "Ethan was in trouble," to which Sasha quipped, "Ethan's always in trouble, mother." So yes, Sasha clearly knows about her brother, and even seems familiar with his troublemaking ways. That said, the storyline was still such a waste. Neither Holly nor Robert even had the decency to say goodbye to Sasha, leaving her completely stranded. GH could have left things simpler. Maybe Sasha's mother had died, and she never knew her father. But no, they had to go and complicate things, all while ruining Sasha and Cody's potential before it even had a chance to start. Now, both Holly and Robert have taken off, leaving Sasha to fend for herself. Robert is pulling the same nonsense with Sasha that he did with Robin, walking away and expecting Felicia, Mac, and Anna to pick up the pieces and fill her in on all the family drama. It's frustrating to watch, and honestly, Sasha deserves better. How many unsolved murders does General Hospital have at this point? Jagger's murder is still a mystery, and Austin's been dead for a year with no resolution. It feels like these storylines just get abandoned. And let's not forget Kate's murder, another case they seem desperate to bury. That storyline ended with Sonny almost confessing, conveniently making himself the hero for even considering taking responsibility. But instead of dealing with the fallout, the writers have shoved Sonny into unrelated storylines, hoping the audience will forget. First, he randomly starts helping Holly, which came out of nowhere. Then Sam dies, and suddenly Sonny is a grief counselor for Dante and Alexis. And soon, Eva's trial will take center stage, where Sonny and Christina will inevitably be framed as the poor, suffering victims. It's obvious the writers don't know how to handle Sonny's arc after the Kate storyline. Killing an FBI agent is a serious crime, one that's hard to sweep under the rug. So instead of addressing it, they shifted him to other plots, sidestepping any real accountability. The pattern is clear: unresolved murders, deflected accountability, and an attempt to push forward with new stories while hoping viewers forget the old ones. But fans remember, and it's frustrating to watch these threads left dangling. Things I'd like to see versus things I definitely don't want to see. Okay, while the show has slightly improved, let's not kid ourselves. There's still a lot of room for improvement. What I'd like to see: Dark Michael. Seriously, he's a Quartermain, the son of Carly, AJ, and Sunny, and the best they got him doing after a betrayal is crying into his drink. Please. This guy should either be scheming some cold, calculated revenge or setting fire to everything in his path. Not sitting on the sidelines while Uncle Jason plays hero. I mean, the beatdown Jason gave was fun, though I'll admit that. Jordan going full law enforcement mode. Imagine Jordan going undercover to take down Kate's murderer. Now that's a story worth watching. It'd give her something to do other than hanging around, looking for love. And please, no more romantic entanglements with Scummy. Let's keep the focus on her, not her love life. Portia as a full-on villain. The woman's already halfway there, she just won't admit it. We never really get to see black women play the bad girl in soap operas. And let's be real, Portia would kill it if she fully embraced her manipulative side. And she's a doctor on a hospital show, so the stakes are high. Also, I'm not going to lie, I'm secretly rooting for her to cheat on Curtis with Rick. They had a spark that one time. Just think about it, we need this. What I definitely don't want to see: Baby Challen. Unless this kid is moving to Seattle with Finn and Violet, honestly, that might be the most exciting plotline for them. I like both actors, but they are so boring. Yes, every show needs a moral compass, but this pair doesn't even get to be that because they've been so sanitized. Yawn. Mopey Mike, Sad Tree, or Drufus in any What to Do storyline. Seriously, no one needs more kids, especially not Drew and Willow. They're both too immature to be dealing with a baby. And Michael? He should be living his best life as a hot 30-something playboy, definitely not stuck in this family drama. This storyline is already a train wreck. Please don't drag it out with more kids. Christina, just less of her, way less. In fact, how about she and Natalia go on tour with Blallison, hop on a plane, and, whoops, get in a crash. Then they come back with amnesia and a clean slate. I'm sure the powers that be love the actress, but no offense, we've seen enough of her. No more Geo. Sorry, kid, you're just not cutting it. Same goes for Dex, Jocelyn, Olivia, Lois, Ned, Felicia, Lucy, Scott, Kevin, and Laura, unless they're actually going to write for them. I mean, we need the characters to do something, not just stand around. Why would Nina run to Michael and Willow's place? Okay, so I'm finally catching up on the Thursday and Friday episodes before today's airs, and I have to ask, why on earth would Nina run to Michael and Willow's place to tell them that Uncle Pervy, Drew, got his butt handed to him by Jason? Seriously, what was she thinking? And why was Willow the first one to dash out the door? I get they were trying to have this serious talk about all the secrets they've been hiding from each other, but that whole situation was just weird. Now, as for Nina's choice to run to Willow, I guess the idea was that since Willow's a nurse, she'd be the best one to patch up Uncle Pervy after his thrashing by Jason. But really, that was such a dumb move on Nina's part. She was clearly acting on emotion because of her thing for Drew. I'm honestly just waiting for the moment when both Willow and Nina finally find out that Drew slept with both of them, Nina, multiple times. I really hope this wakes them up, and they finally see Drew for the sleaze he is. That'll be fun to watch. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.